Now, my next guest is a Tam fan favorite. She's the woman whose career has put her in roles to give advice to some of the biggest names in fashion and music, from legends like Tupac Shakur to Sean Combs as executive for Rolling Stone magazine. From there, Bevy Smith went to being a media personality with her own TV show, Fashion Queens, on Bravo, her podcast, Bevelations, and a book by the same name. And that's not all. Her new TED Talk has 3 million views and climbing, with fans celebrating her mantra, "It gets greater later." Yeah. Bevy has been through it all, including in August when everything changed for her. Bevy still says that it gets greater later, even when you're facing challenges in your life. Please welcome a personal friend of mine, Bevy Smith! Happy New Year!
Happy New Year to us!
Oh my God!
2023 is all about me and you.
Yes, I love it. So, okay, you're a woman who does not mind saying your age.
No, I love it. I'm proud of it.
You are?
56!
56!
56.
And, you know, we have a lot of friends who call me late at night, and it's like 2 in the morning, and they're like, "We're out with Bevy at a party." I'm like, I'm in bed,
Right,
sipping
exactly.
on warm milk, and you're just out celebrating life. But it was when you embraced this, it gets greater later.
Yeah.
What took you to that moment where you said, this is how I'm gonna live, and I'm gonna create a movement?
Well, you know what, Tam? As you mentioned, I was at Rolling Stone magazine, really successful fashion advertising executive, great life.
Yeah.
But I was dissatisfied. And I said, well, I need to change my life. I'm 38 years old, I'm gonna do it. Yeah. I went broke doing that though. From the age of 40 to 45, I was broke. Broke but blissful. And when you're in these valleys in your life, you have to have something that gives you hope. Yeah. And by realizing that trouble don't last always, okay? And that everything must change. And so I grasped onto that saying, it gets greater later. Yeah. I really believe that in my spirit and in my heart, which is how I was able to stay the course.
And what I love about you, well, I love many things about you, but you embrace the mantra even during difficult times. Yeah. You know, you lost your father at the beginning of the pandemic. Your mom, who I adore, recently had a series of strokes. I called you immediately. Your parents were together how many years?
Oh gosh, over 50 years.
50 years.
Yeah, over 50 years.
And you are now your mother's caregiver, which is so phenomenal. I mean, you, by day and by night, are caring for your mom, and then you're out here coming in with pure joy, but out of those doors. You keep that mantra going, even when it's tough.
But you know, Tam, I think that you and I are very much the same in this way. We have an attitude of gratitude no matter what. And
thank you.
You know, but it's a daily practice, right? It's a daily practice. So when my mom had her strokes in August, I had just landed in the Cayman Islands for a vacation. Yeah. So it takes me 10 hours to get back home to my mom. And I don't know if when I get home, she's actually going to be there. And when I get home, I go to the hospital. Not only is she there, but she knows me. Her face lights up. But she's still so there. And then that picture is us taking a walk. We take walks every Sunday.
So what you described, though, is something that sounds like it was drilled in you from your mom, and now you're sharing it. Your TED Talk, I think it was over, 3 million views. Do we have a little clip of the TED Talk? Can we play that?
I've been thinking about one of the best lessons that my mom ever taught me, which is the literal beauty in aging. I feel like now I'm looking at even 20-somethings who have a fear of aging. I watch them on social media, like, you know, compulsively practicing the latest 10-second dance craze. And it feels like they're angst and asking, is that all there is? And I just want to yell, yes, that is all there is, if all you're going to do is settle for dancing to someone else's TikTok beat.
Wow. I got goosebumps. You get your own beat.
Get your own beat.
We talked about love a minute ago, But now we're at this point of 2020 me where you have to have your own beat. It doesn't mean you don't need friends. It doesn't, you need all of the beauty of life, right? But you need yourself. And you need to be able to show up wherever you are as yourself. And that's what we're talking about and kicking off this year. Coming up, don't go anywhere. Bevy says part of making it greater later is helping to make sure others are great. How we do it, how she does it after the break. We are back with Bevy Smith, who after focusing on self-care and self-fulfillment has had an incredibly successful journey reinventing herself into a media personality and style expert, a mogul, as they call them. Her newfound success started coming in when she started paying it forward, setting up the next generation of style stars. And please welcome two of Bevy's mentees, celebrity stylist Terrell Jones and luxury fashion designer Kimberly Goldson. You know, the reason why I wanted you both on, I tell my team all the time, you want witnesses to your life. You know, if my life is a court, right, and I go and I do that crime show, who are the witnesses to back up what you say is your life? Terrell, you've been a part of her like 20 years.
She's been my mentor for 20 years and my fairy godmother for 20 years.
Oh my God. When people see Bevy and they say, oh, look at this, it gets greater later. My moment was when Bevy showed up at the Met Gala. And I was like, Bevy's at the Met Gala, Rihanna, who? I mean, she never shies down. What do you think is the secret? As we look at 2020 me, what is it about her?
Bevy has a spirit of keep going.
Yeah.
Bevy has a spirit of, I don't think Bevy has a ceiling.
Yeah.
Her energy is unmatched.
How did that inspire your journey? I know you're in stores like Saks Fifth Avenue now. Your designs are around the world. I'm waiting for mine in my closet. But you know, you're wrecking the runway, and she was a part of your life.
I didn't realize that it was actually a mentorship relationship because she just poured so much into my life organically. She saw potential in me that I hadn't even seen in myself yet.
Because you ended up working on Mattel Barbie.
I did a
LeBron
Barbie.
James.
LeBron James collaboration. I did the gown for Bevy Met Gala. And now I'm in Saks Fifth Avenue, Nordstrom, Shop Up, Intermix, International Next. So Bevy showed me what I learned the most about Bevy, even while I was trying to figure it out, and she saw the potential I didn't know. I figured out how to show up as my authentic self, how to present myself in a room, how to show that confidence when I had imposter syndrome in the industry that I knew nothing about.
And you know what? Everything you both are saying is how I started the show. Remember I said the airline said you got to put the oxygen on yourself and then you can help the people around you. You put the oxygen mask on yourself and that allowed you to help everybody from caregiver to your mom to them. So that's why we're preaching this message of 2020 me.
2020 me, and then look at all the people that they're influencing, you know what I mean? And so it's just this wonderful round robin of love of self first, and then you can pour out into the world.
My word to myself is stop. I literally will say stop. Even when it's my husband and I'm doing something and I'm like, I got this, you don't know. I go, stop. I don't say it out loud, but I yell it internally at myself. I'm like, stop. Because if I don't, I will start doing everything. And then a few hours later, I'm tired, I'm complaining, and I'm saying, everybody needs me to do everything. And I'm like, it's because you're doing it.
Because you put it on yourself. Stop.
I make myself stop.
Stop. And that's the reason why it's great to have mentees that have now become mentors. Terrell, I can call any time of the day and night, who gives me advice, who counsels me all the time. Kimberly Goldson, when I had the Met Gala, I said to Dapper Dan, I said, I want you to do my cape, but I need a black woman to do my gown, and Kimberly Goldson came through. She had no time to do that gown, but she pulled it together. And so it's something that I can now rely on them.
Right. You rely on them. And what, I don't know how he has time to be on the phone with you all night. Terrell, you have styled Mary J. Blige, Timbaland, Sean Puffy Combs. You were with Fat Joe when he was here on our show. Anybody pretty much that you see in a magazine, you've styled them. You've styled them.
That's my product.
I mean, it has to be surreal. I mean, here you are in all of these rooms, but you're there because you're talented and you learn from the best.
When I was growing up, I always had this imagination, dream life that I wanted to live. And I lived it, and I actually started to create it. And I didn't realize that there was one piece of a puzzle that was actually missing, and that would be Bevy would actually be that piece of my puzzle that would actually take me around the world, and it would actually take me into rooms that I actually didn't even know exist, and it would actually nurture me and love me and guide me.
You put that oxygen mask on yourself, and you gave breath and air to other people. Real quick, 2023, what's next? What's next 2023?
I don't know, and that's okay.
I love
Okay,
that.
so let's take a moment. Stop. It's all going to unfold and unfurl at the way it should because we've done the work.
Yeah.
See, once you've done the work, you ain't got to worry, you ain't got to peck, you ain't got to hustle, you ain't got to grind because you've done the work.
We've done the work.
And now you can let the things come to you.
I love it. Let it come in, let it come in. Bevy, thank you. Terrell, thank you. Kimberly, congratulations. But we're not done. We're not done. Everybody in the audience, you're going home with even more of Bevy's wisdom. You're going home with a copy of her memoir, Revelations, Lessons from a Mother, Auntie, Bestie, and my girl, Bevy Smith.